I will hold in order to do business with you. They break open your house one thing, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm, and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. They come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on side. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed. I'm your host Saieed. Thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Remember, we are live on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Like and share our live stream, viewers. Also on YouTube, it's TT Real Talk. Subscribe, and you would know when we go live. So, Trinidad and Tobago, Education Minister Dr. Nian Gasby-Dolly have reported an incident-free 2025 SEA examination across Trinidad and Tobago. In a media release this year, a total of 17,937 students were registered to write the SEA examination, comprising of 9,095 male and 8,842 females. In Trinidad, 16,931 candidates registered, while 1,006 candidates registered in Tobago. The assessment was conducted at 547 centers without any disruption. The release stated, the students who registered but were unable to write the examination will be offered the opportunity to write the supplemental examination on Thursday, the 8th of May, 2025. SEA results are expected to be available in the first week of July via the online SEA portal. The ministry planned to confirm the exact release date in the coming weeks. So Trinidad and Tobago, congratulations to all the male and female students who sit the SEA examination today. Come September, it will be the start of your future. Remember that. The start of your future come September 2025. Political leader of the Patriotic Front, Michaela Pandey, has described the cancellation of the Dragon gas deal as a nation economic and geographical crisis and condemned the government for gambling with the nation's future. Her response comes after Prime Minister Stuart Young on Tuesday announced that Trinidad and Tobago license for the Dragon gas deal has been revoked by the US.
This is a national economic and geopolitical crisis, and the citizens of this country deserve to hear the truth. The truth is that this government, through diplomatic complacency and strategic naivety, placed our future in the hands of powers they could neither negotiate with nor influence. They bet our nation's future on the shifting winds of global politics, and today we are the ones paying the price.
Viewers, in her speech, Michaela asked, where is the contingency plan now after the process that we were told to trust has failed us? Where is the leadership? Meanwhile, MP David Lee is now questioning how much the government spent on the Dragon deal and whether it now owes any penalties to the Venezuelan government after the US government put brakes on the deal. He asked, what was the amount of the confidential signing bonus? Listen to this.
I would like to ask, what was the cost of this transaction? I want Prime Minister Young to state how much money was paid to the government of Venezuela. Who made the payments? What was it paid for? What was the budget? And there's a sign-in bonus that says is a confidential sign-in bonus that was paid, and we want to know on behalf of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, what was the amount of that confidential sign-in bonus? We also want to know, given the pull back or the revocation of the OFAC licenses by the Trump administration, are there any costs that we have to pay the Maduro government because of that revocation licenses, and what are the penalties involved? I also want Stuart Young as Prime Minister to really come clean and be accountable and transparent to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, because every time we have asked certain questions about this Dragon gas and the cross-border transactions with Maduro, they always use the word, we are bound by a confidentiality agreement.
Now Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister Stuart Young has since revealed that officials out of the US had engaged him in further discussion on the issue of the Dragon gas. Listen to Stuart.
So another hurdle has come up. We will continue to traverse the waters, and we will continue to fight for Trinidad and Tobago. But the message is, despite what you're hearing, all of our eggs of Trinidad and Tobago are not in the Dragon basket.
Now viewers, there are other platforms at sea has scored big with gas, with natural gas for Trinidad and Tobago. But the government was depending on this Dragon gas deal, even though other gas platforms and oil platforms in and around Trinidad has discovered gas. They are hoping that it will be successful now. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, we would like to know how much US currency was spent on this deal. And as David rightfully said, is there any penalty fees? How much was spent? You're bound by non-disclosure. Now that the deal is ended, we have no license. It is time now that Stuart Young come out and tell the nation how much was spent on this deal. How much of the taxpayers' money was spent to get this deal up and running. That is what we want to know. That is what we want to know. And Trinidad and Tobago would want to know the same thing. Now listen to this. Prime Minister Stuart Young have stated that the government has done all it could to reopen the former Petrotrin refinery in Point-à-Pierre. The PM said, Oando, the Nigerian company interested in the refinery, will bring back former Petrotrin workers and could use Nigerian crude oil to restart the refinery. Young said the PNM restructured Petrotrin but did not close it. Listen to this.
Shut down Petrotrin. So when you hear the UNC still with their lies about how PNM shut down Petrotrin, I want each and every one of you to tell you that is a damn lie. This PNM government did not shut down Petrotrin. You go and check the facts.
Now viewers, the PM told his supporter not to believe anything on the contrary said by UNC leader Kamala Prasad-Bissessar and OWTU President General Ansel Roger, who is part of the United National Congress Coalition of Interests. Listen to this.
Is a responsible PNM government, so don't listen to the UNC lies. Tell them when they come to your house, including with Ansel Roger, who should know better. You lie, you damn lie.
The OWTU previously unsuccessfully bid to acquire the refinery through its company, Patriotic Energies Company Limited. Meanwhile, Nigerian energy company, Oando PLC, the government preferred bidder for the lease of the Point-à-Pierre refinery, has been struggling financially. Now listen that carefully here. They have been struggling financially. Didn't I tell you all this a little while back? Didn't I break the news to you all a little while back? According to Onando's unaudited statement and separate financial statement ending December 31st, 2024, the company is an accounting insolvency. Trinidad and Tobago, didn't I tell you that this company has financial problem in Nigeria? Didn't I tell you that? This was a problematic company. This is no different from Jindal. No different. I told you all this weeks ago. Now the government is admitting to it. They are now admitting to this when I tell you about this weeks ago. But Saieed, you're bashing. Those who think I am bashing, well, you continue being uneducated. Continue. Now listen to this. Petrotrin was shut down on November 30th in 2018 under the PNM government direction. Now, Petrotrin was drowning in TT 12 billion debt, losing billions nearly yearly, and bleeding within $5 to $7 US per barrel on refining. The PNM administration via Petrotrin board pulled the plug to dodge a $25 billion bailout and economic ruin refinery. It ended 1,700 jobs vanish And the operation split into Heritage and Paria. So who did it? Who did it? I'm asking, who did it? Young, who did it? SPDA said, don't call me 2 o'clock in the morning to ask me who going home. Everybody going home. You all remember that? You all remember that? But you see the tongue in your mouth? Let me tell you something. The tongue in your mouth is a powerful piece of meat. It's a powerful piece of meat. It could turn and it could twist. It could roll in and it could roll out. It could flicker. It could tell the truth and it could tell the lie. Always remember that. The tongue in your mouth is a powerful piece of meat. So viewers, before we go for this break, I would like to highlight some persons of interest tonight. You know me? We have Natalie Pascal. Natalie Pascal. Now, I have made, tonight I am going to reveal the last known address of these individuals. Because these individuals that I'm going to mention to you, right, they failed to come and transfer a vehicle. Right? Now, under the Works and Transport, or the Commissioner's laws in Trinidad, under the Motor Vehicle Act, it is a charge to not transfer a vehicle. Before I go there, Director, come back to me. I just want to give all of this so I go understand. Remember when Faris sold a Porsche, I believe to was Kewal Singh, I believe an attorney, and he didn't transfer it as yet, and the Kamla found out. Remember Kamla said it is a charge to not transfer a vehicle? Good, I'll go look it up. Go look it up. So Natalie Pascal, last known address is 34 McLean Trace, New Grand, Princestown. That is the last known address. Now I'm not just throwing out the address there because we want to throw it out. No, it's because we're seeking information if the person still live there or they moved out. You know when people hear loan and thing, they like to move. People just be renting and taking loan and thing, you know. Yeah. But nevertheless, Natalie Pascal, 34 McLean Trace, New Grand, Princestown. For neighbors around her, let us know if she still lives there. Because, I want to tell you something. Failing to transfer a vehicle is a charge. We also have Susan Mary Shaw Floyd. Her last known address is 63 Siparia Road, Faizabad. That is her last known address that we have on file. She also fails to transfer a vehicle. I tell her by next week Thursday, Friday, as long as police pick them up, it's a charge, you know. We also have Anne-Marie Mohammed of 135 Matilda Junction, Princestown. So these 3 ladies, viewers, we don't know if they live there. Because if they're living there and I calling them on national television and they're coming, which means they move out. But nevertheless, with information, we go find them, police go charge them. We also have Rondell Ramkisoon of number 50 Ramaya Trace, DB. Last known address we have on file. Now this is the individual that I placed $10,000 on to anybody in Trinidad. I don't care who find the man. There's a vehicle we're looking for. You find the man, you find the vehicle, you bring it for me, you collect your 10,000. That is how we do in business. Let me tell you something. All I decide to move stink with side, I decide to move dirty. Where the vehicle? I decide to move dirty with all you. All I want to play, all I running and ducking and hiding, not a problem, we go play hide and seek. All you hide, me and the police and the bandit, we go find all you. It's that simple. So we're looking for this vehicle as a TDD, Nissan Navara 2194. The owner of this vehicle is Rondell Ramkisoon. Last known address, number 50, Ramai Trace in DB. So, friends and family around Rondell, if he lives there, not a problem, because when Bailey went, they couldn't find him, they couldn't find the vehicle. But nevertheless, the rest of this week, the rest of next week, I'm going to be saying the same thing and putting up the same faces. Once police hold them, The ladies and them will be charged for not transferring a vehicle. Not transferring a vehicle. Their vehicle was repossessed and they failed to come and transfer it. You see, you want the money and you want your vehicle. You feel Saieed would lose by you not transferring your vehicle. But there are ways to go around situations that you all don't know about. Look at the situation that Randall placed himself in now. Bandit police, hitman, drug man, gunman, everybody could be looking for Randall now because you know why? It's an easy 10,000. Randall, I want to answer your phone. Randall ducking and hiding. Randall, I want to bring what belongs to me. You understand? So, I give him the chance. I give him the easy way. He choose not to abide. So now we're doing it the hard way. You can't vex with me, you know. You can't vex with me. Oh, and today I found out that Randall father's a police. I didn't even know that. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. So I hope the situation them in right now, they think it through and make the correct decision. Make the correct decision. Because the last known address, people will be going there to find these people and them. It's an easy 10,000, you know. It's an easy 10,000. And for the rest of the women, them, the police pick you up. You can't blame me. You can't blame me. And let me tell you how it is work sometimes, eh? It's like how I highlight them. I give them a time to come in before I put them on TV, right? I give them a time to come in. Bring your vehicle. Let me do it the nice and easy way. You choose to ignore. Now, I choose to press forward in the way I do business. And if it hurt you and it hurt the family, it's not my fault. Because when you had it the easy way, you choose to ignore it. So if your father want to cut you and your brother want to kick you, that's all the business, not mine. And it's like this. So for the three ladies and them. So the police will ask, so why are they go and transfer the vehicle? All have something to hide? But then if all have something to hide, all have a bad character or something, you know what I'm going to tell him all shit? Your Honor, these people had enough time to go in and transfer the vehicle. The vehicle was repossessed, they refused to do it. So because of that now, Your Honor, we are seeking 21 days in remand yard, remand them, let's do a trace and sentence. That's how we're going to hit all you. And trust me, that's the road I'm going down with all you. You want the place stink? I just place stink the legal way, you know. The legal way, I just place stink, and I want to let you understand that. The legal way. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. When we come back, we have lots more in store just for you.
We'll be right back.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So welcome back to Real Talk viewers. Also viewers, remember Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit, interest up front. That is right viewers, interest up front. So if you open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Financing, you don't have to wait 5 and 10 and 15 years for your interest. You're collecting your interest up front. That is how easy we're making it for you to enjoy the fruit of your labor. You work hard in your young days, you save your lump sum. Now let your money work for you. You already work for your money and put it aside on our savings. Now put it on a fixed deposit at Real Talk Financing. Get your 5% interest up front and let your money work for you. Don't be like others who have to continue working. You already work for your money. Now it's time to reap the reward by you allowing your money to work for you. Remember that viewers, only at Real Talk Financing. Also viewers, if you're looking for cash borrow, you need a loan, not a problem. Our office number will be on screen shortly viewers. Get in touch with the office, set up an appointment, come down, meet with our staff. They will give you all the information you need, whatever collateral is required. Once you can provide that, it's not a problem. We do business from there. Remember, you love to borrow, I love to lend. We put a smile on your face when it becomes sad. So here it is. The Election and Boundaries Commission has been forced to reject former presiding officer Alana Frederick from returning to duty for the April 28th general election after a video surfaced with the woman endorsing the People's National Movement, PNM. During an interview, Frederick was asked, "What is your hope for the general election coming up?" This is what she said.
What is your hopes for the general election coming up?
Well, obviously for PNM to come back in power.
Right. And what you think saying that Foster Cummings does do his
Of course he does.
Right.
He does be wrong. I can't say for Wallafield.
Right.
Because I am from Central.
Right.
Lower down
That's passing through.
But we see him on a regular basis.
Right, lovely, right?
We see him.
Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon.
Very great, and he will continue to do very great, and great is the PNM, and we will prevail.
Now viewers, the video was sent to ABC Chief Election Officer Fern Naris, who explained that currently there are no presiding officer for election, as the process to select those personnel officer commenced yesterday. She, however, confirmed that Frederick did not work with the EBC in the past as a presiding officer and in different capacity, and applied to work again for this election. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Go ahead, you're live.
Something has been really bothering me because I heard a couple of the PNM speakers, and listened to them on the TV, keep saying, how is the UNC or Kamala going to run the country if she goes into Parliament, right? I assume they are trying to say the Treasury finished. Isn't it that Parliament has been dissolved, right? Isn't it that it's supposed to have transparency?
Correct.
If Parliament is dissolved, isn't the present government supposed to put out whatever assets
Yes.
and whatever the Treasury have so everybody could know? So whether they go back into power or another party goes into power, everybody knows what is there.
Correct.
So I don't know why they don't talk whatever assets, whatever the government has assets, from money from the Treasury to whatever. So what is the statement they keep saying? How is she going to run the country?
I understand.
You understand? That is kind of
Tricky.
yes, because we have no transparency to see what the Treasury has or what is the assets of the country.
Correct.
So how, if she goes into power, how do she know what she's having?
True. Now, remember this. Remember when the PNM won election and the Prime Minister said that there's only money in the Treasury to run Trinidad and Tobago for 3 days?
Yeah.
Now they are there 9 years and some months. With the same money that they left, they met only for 3 days. Remember that?
Yes. And then look at the waterfront San Fernando now to put out a lot of people out of their little houses to build us an unnecessary building.
Correct. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. So Trinidad and Tobago, now is the time. You will hear all sorts of things popping up, but is what we choose to believe. Is what we, as an individual, choose to believe. Dr. Keith Rowley told the nation that there were money in the Treasury for 3 days to run Trinidad and Tobago. For 3 days, and they are there 9 years now. 9 years and some months. So the 3 days money turned into 9 years and some months. Yep. Miracle, isn't it? So, with 3 days left to go before the state of emergency, SOE, ends on April 13th, senior police officials are working to finalize 50 charges and brought against individuals who has been detained. Caller, good night.
Night, Mr. Said. Great program as usual, man.
Thank you, my friend.
Host a great program, man, and God bless you for this. But you, as a great spiritual individual in this country that is doing so much for this country and citizens of this country and to make this country a better place, you know that before the gods take your life, they will send you mad. And when you look today and see what is happening with the dangerous Red Balisé organization, every one of them is mad. When you hear the kind of statements George Young is making, you get frightened. You know, he don't understand the difference between destruction and restructuring. You know, he said they restructured Petrotrin, they destroyed it. Just like Gonzalez, he don't understand the difference between a highway, a minor road, and a major road. You know, Rohanson and that statement he made last night outraged the citizens of this country, you know, Mr. Said. You are telling you, he is saying that yes, the merit points, when you reach that saturated level of the merit points, you have to go to train, retrain. This man can be real, you know, in another country they will emancipate, you know. Okay, so all they are ticketing the citizens of this country for is brake slide. Wipe a blade. You miss a nut on your tire. What you going to retrain? What you going to train citizens wake up in this country, you know? What you going to retrain for? And then you have this idiot, Brian Manning's son, Brian Manning, not Patrick Manning's son, he wants to take the citizens to court. The opposition fixed a pothole, a huge pothole in San Fernando, and he wants to take them to court. He tells them, don't fix no pothole, what's that thing? You think they could be more ridiculous than where they are in this country? So he is saying, no, break up all your vehicle, mash up all your vehicle, destroy all your vehicle, and don't do anything about it. And you have to get your vehicle inspected. Else, 6, the merit points when those hooligans, police officers and licensed officers charge the citizens, it's 6 demerit points, you know, Mr. Said. So let me say you get 2 in 6 months. You could reach the saturation of the demerit points. And this is what these people are encouraging. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of this country, do not follow a dangerous path. Red means danger. And on the 28th of this month, there will be political leaders. Patrick Manning warned us about all of these hooligans and wrongly bite all of them and poison them. They have his same behavior. Mr. Said, God bless you, man, and your staff. You keep up the great hope we are doing to make this country a better place, Mr. Said.
Thank you, my friend. So now, viewers, back to the SOE. 3 days to go before the SOE is up, there were 50 charges to be brought against people who have been detained, admitting that no charges have been laid against any of the detainees up to yesterday. DCP Kurt Simon assured that charges would be laid against some by the end of this week, as there were medium and long-term plans to continue investigations. DCP Kurt Simon explained that the majority of persons arrested during the SOE were gang members, and most of the cases fall under the gang arena. Listen to this.
As we speak, none has been proffered, but also as we speak, there are persons who are looking at the charges to develop and the amount of persons to be charged. What will happen is that in the short run, which would be really looking at the end of this week, we will see some charges being preferred. And in the medium term, I would say, you would see additional charges being preferred. And of course, there's a long term. You should recall that the majority of persons arrested in the SOE were gang members. And most of the cases that we are looking at comes under that arena, the gang arena. And making out a gang case, regardless of where you go in any jurisdiction in this world, you would see that it really takes considerable amount of time to do and to execute. And we are experiencing that here. The SOE, though, has allowed us to gain some ground on a number of the investigations. So we expect to see some successes coming out from that. And but as we continue, more and more persons would be charged.
Now, viewers, Simon said, however, the law enforcement officers conducted activities within the parameter outlined in the SOE, regulations to uphold everyone's constitutional rights. Meanwhile, a security framework is being actively implemented ahead of the upcoming general election on April 28th by senior officials of the TTPS. Simon emphasized how critical it was to have clear strategies in place. Simon.
We made certain requests of them to remind them, of course, to be very respectful, to exhibit dignity one towards the other, to avoid certain rhetorics on the political platform, and of course to exert the influence that they have on the populace, that is the persons who are following each and every party, because we know the election is a time when the campaigning, there can be crowds, and crowds can become unmanageable, as well as they can be easily managed by whatever rhetoric is being spread or stated on the platforms. And we have held that discussion with the campaign managers. We have alerted them of the election type offenses that can be committed when persons become excited and excitable. We have spoken to them also about the use of the loudspeakers on trucks and other places.
So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, there's more in store.
We'll be right back.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I have two vans for sale. Toyota Hilux 4x2, automatic, fully powered, prestige condition. It's a TCW Vigo. It's a Hilux, plus I also have this new model Mazda pickup. This is doing 14,000 kilos, viewers. Those of you interested, the Mazda is 285,000 and the Toyota Hilux is 145,000. Those of you interested, contact me at 339-1670 or 238-6716 for viewing. So viewers, persons of interest for tonight, remember, I will do this until, I know next week they're going to get charged, so me hatting off my head. And I know somebody will see Randall somewhere and they're going to pick him up. So we have Mary Shaw, last known address is 63 Sipaya Road, Faizabad. The reason why I'm doing this is because she coming months now to transfer a vehicle and she can't reach us yet. You can't reach us yet. You're coming from China? You're coming from China and your address saying right Faizabad? Nah man, we can't have that. When police pick up all you for failure to transfer a vehicle under the laws, all you go understand. Also viewers, we have Natalie Pascal from McLean Trace, New Grand, Princestown. Right in Princestown. You see the thing is, you're in Trinidad. You're in Guyana, you're Grenada, you're not Barbados, you're not in the US, you're right in Trinidad. And all failing to come and transfer a vehicle. Nevertheless, all I had the easy way. Now is the hard way. Also, we have Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie also, 135 Matilda Junction, Princestown. Right Princestown there, you know. Right Princestown there, and they're failing to come and transfer a repossessed vehicle. Imagine that. This is the woman who went by the lawyer. You borrow my money, you make no payment, your vehicle repossessed, you're going by a lawyer now to demand side now to release your vehicle, and you want to pay me what you want. I'm waiting for you to get I'm waiting for you to send my letter for defamation of character. And I guarantee you're going to sell your house to payment. I guarantee you that. Come back to me, director. What's going on? When I tell you I guarantee you, trust me, I get a black candle and some rooster. I know what it's been doing, you know. When I made that time behind my son, there's 3 of them going blind one dead, you know. 3 of them, you know. Imagine, money lenders calling me this morning, and yesterday also. Said, you're easy, you know. I say, how? He said, you giving them too much a chance. Too much a chance. I said, no. I say, I does things professionally. You had your time to pay, you didn't pay. Your vehicle was repossessed. We give you some time, you still didn't come. Now it's time to transfer, you still don't want to come. Well, now is the hardship. Now is the hard time. I waited for them to send my letter to go to court for defamation of character. I want the magistrate see documents. And when I run back video clips of how I do my thing on television, all I might have to sell all the house, all wasting my time, you're wasting my lawyer time, you're wasting the court time, you're wasting the prosecutor time, you're wasting the judge time. You know the kind of charges I'm going to get for all that? On the top of that now, I'll get charged now for failing now to transfer a vehicle. But pressure for all, I think it's for me, you know it's for me. It's for me. So although we have Randall Ramkisoon. Last known address is number 50, Ramai Trace in Davie. And I understand his dad is a police officer. I found out that today. You see when they started to throw things on TV, how the public they started to call you? You just get info. You want to duck and you want to hide. I don't have a problem with that. I know how to find you. Look how easy now people can find you and bring you. They're finding you. They're going to find your van and you're going to come nice and easy. You could have prevented all the embarrassment to the family. You could have prevented all your friends and family knowing your business. It's sad. You cannot corner an honest man. God is make a way. I know what way making for all you. But he will make a way for me. Call a good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Saeed. Hear this, right?
Tell me.
I was looking at all these political platforms and things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm listening to all the promises and everything that they offer now, everything, right?
Yeah.
Every time the opposition leader jump on a platform and say something that he's willing to do this, willing to do that, is an empty promise.
Correct.
Every time the so-called Prime Minister and the man jump out last night and say that we elect here, the man say on the platform that we elect here, I don't know who elected him, but he said that on a platform last night. The man saying, every time he come out and give you promises, it's goodies. So I'm trying to distinguish the difference between the opposition leader, what she's saying and what he says. But listen, everybody coming out and asking me, how is she going and pay for these things, right?
Correct.
The woman say when the corruption done, the money will start to flow. The woman come out and say that it has too much of corruption in the system. And when the corruption is done, all the money will start back to flow. Them have no ideas, you know. The Prime Minister coming out and he telling you he promising this and promising that. Anybody ever ask the question, what is the timeline for these promises? Yeah, he could come and tell you wherever you want because the opposition leader say they turned that sword where they're going to build them high-rises in San Fernando. They turned that for last election.
Yeah.
And it's still there, they turn it again. So who they fooling by? Who they really trying to fool? Listen, people that wake up and let me tell you something, right? I'm saying it outright, If the PNM win this election side, there's a very good chance that Trinidad and Tobago going and get sanctions from the US. People need to understand what it is going on in this country right now. because the man going on a platform and say he's still communicating with officials from Venezuela. And the US have their eye on Trinidad and Tobago right now. So people, all they have to know what they're doing on the 28th, we have to get rid of the government from there. Otherwise, I'm telling all you, if next year come and we end up in sanctions, those say people then want all you like the UNC.
Correct.
So you enjoy your night, man.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, remember $10,000 has been offered for any individual. Pick up Randall, you pick up the van, you bring them to me. I good with that. Randall wants to play, he hide in the vehicle. I don't have a problem with that, you know. You could hide how much you want. Hide how much you want. So any individual, police, bandit, thief, wherever, you pick up Randall, you pick up the vehicle, and I'll come by me. And we're working out nice and easy. Look at the stress they put themselves in now. Now, they may even know if police coming by them. They may know if bandit coming by them, banging down their door. You see the stress they put the family in? And when they want to be con man ways, you don't work with me. You don't work with me. So, Trinidad and Tobago, listeners, back to our stories. Chief Personnel Officer, the CPO, Dr. Daryl Dindial, is scheduled to meet with various union and association over the next 2 weeks for their third round of discussion. The discussion will be covered a range of topics including salary adjustment, benefits and other employment matters for the negotiation period 2020 to 2022. A release from the CPO's office said discussions between the CPO and a representative of the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association tutor continued regarding salary adjustment for the period from October 1st, 2020 to September 30th, 2023. Dindial said updates will be provided as discussion unfolds. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Vishnu Danpal have stated the proposal being made in the public, not by this government, to commence public sector wage negotiation at a 10% hike could cost taxpayers billions. Now, I want to ask the Finance Minister, when the Salary Review Commission raised the salary of 900 individuals up to 42%, did that put a danger to the taxpayers' money? I want to ask Dan Paul that. So because the UNC opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bisesa said if she wins the 2025 general election, she's going to start wage negotiation at 10%. Dan Paul come out and said now that will be a problem. It will cost taxpayers billions of dollars. So how much it is costing taxpayers presently to fund 900 individuals with up to 42% hike in salary? Dan Paul, how much is it costing them presently? How much is it costing them? So it is okay for the Salary Review Commission to hike 900 individuals with a large payload capacity. But Kamala make a statement for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, working class, the one that funding all the salary, the one that paying all to eat and Hyatt and Radisson and Hilton, the people that providing for all their truth paying tax are playing to go all over the world. You don't have a problem with that, eh? You don't have a problem with that, eh, Dan Paul? But from the time you talk about the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago wage negotiation, with Kamala saying all of a sudden is a problem. All of a sudden. Oh, Saieed, you're bashing? Bashing what? I'm fighting for you to get a raise in your salary. You're talking about bashing? As I say, if all I want to remain illiterate, remain illiterate. Now listen to this. Listen to this. He noted that to commence public sector negotiation at 10% increase could cost taxpayers between $6 and $7 billion in back pay. And an increase of 15% will increase the amount to $10 billion in back pay alone. Listen to this.
To commence public sector wage negotiations at a 10% increase which could cost taxpayers between $6 billion in back pay, $6 and $7 billion in back pay. While if you take it up the higher level of 14 to 15%, that would increase the amount of between 8.5 to $10 billion in back pay alone. Getting the wage bill current could add a further $1.2 to $1.5 billion.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I'll go back to what I said. The PNM government saying no to a 10% salary increase for public sector. I want you to understand this. Whether you're UNC, whether you're PNM, you're a public sector. You would wear a red jersey today and a yellow jersey tomorrow. But when you go in the grocery, the yellow jersey, neither the red jersey, buying your grocery. I want you to understand that. The yellow jersey, neither the red jersey, paying for your grocery. You know what paying for your grocery? Your salary that you're working for. That pays your grocery, not the clothes you have on your back. So PNM government says no to 10% salary increase. But, what about the 47% hike in salary that was given to members of parliament? Is that fair? So while you're struggling to pay your bill, and you're jumping up in a party with a red jersey and a yellow jersey, when the mountain reach, they collecting their 47% increase on salary. Some as much as 10,000, 15,000, some as much as 30,000 and 40,000 increase. Did your $5,000 amount increase to 8,000? No. Did food price go up? Yes. Yes, it went up. Did your doctor bill go up? Yes, it went up. Did Panadol go up? Yes, it went up. Did traveling from Point A, from San Fernando to Princeton go up? Yes, it went up. But you're still getting your 5,000. It's sad, you know. It's sad. How long the pothole in front of your house? 9 years now. 9 years now. Trinidad and Tobago, but Saieed batching it. I want to tell you something. The red jersey on your back and the yellow jersey on your back ain't paying your bill, eh? That ain't paying your bill. I want you to understand that. I am not telling you who to vote, you know. But for the 9 years, my company needs to make more money because you know why? I'm not getting US to buy. I'm not getting US to buy. Nevertheless, we're moving on. Prime Minister Stuart Young said, the return of the People's National Movement government will see the delivery of substantial housing program for young people involving the distribution of 3,000 plots for home construction. Listen to this.
Housing. So the young man's second part of his conversation was about housing. There is no easy solution to housing. Anybody who says otherwise is leading you down a garden path of no return. But the next PNM government that you vote in on April 28th, I am giving you the commitment here tonight as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. We are going to start a program across Trinidad to start, because Tobago is under the control of the THA. We'll have discussions with them. But in Trinidad, we're going to start a program where on state land across Trinidad, we are going to develop to start 3,000 lots and provide the infrastructure, the electricity connections, the water connections, and the house plans for young people as first-time owners to purchase and to build their own houses according to those plans.
So I want to ask you, Young, all the thousands of HDC houses that have been built and put down, what is going to happen to that? What is going to happen to that? Was that millions of dollars waste? Was that millions of dollars waste? Listen to this video.
We are going to start with the HDC database for first-time young people and young owners with a mortgage that they could afford
of between $1 million and $1.5 million. We will provide you with the plans and you will build your own house for your family, a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom to start under a PNM government. And that is what we will do as a start for you.
So all them people and them who clapping in the background, do you all have all your own house? All you clapping the 1 million. Could you all be able to get $1 million loan? No, you can't. What about all the thousands of HEC houses that have been built and put down in Trinidad and Tobago, and they're built on state land too, and they're refusing to distribute thousands of homes? But you're coming to tell the citizens now, you want to give them state land so they could build a house now for $1 million to $1.5 million. Where they getting the loan? All they have houses put down. Hundreds of thousands of applications inside HDC, and they can't get through 5, 10, 15, 20 years now. But still, you're talking? Nah, come better than that. Come better than that. Some of them have HDC houses and they can't pay $200. Some of HDC houses and can't pay $500 a month. But you're talking about people, you're giving them state land to build. Nah, you're talking rubbish. You're talking rubbish. Viewers, we're out of time for tonight. But nevertheless, we run tomorrow from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. and we'll be right back here Friday night for Real Talk with Saieed Ali again. Good night.